Musical meter. What is it? Meter? She's my wife. The song's rhythmic structure. But what the heck does that tell us? A bunch of notes. Let's count them. 1, 11, 12, times 2, 24 notes. Let's say the top line is in 4/4. Now we know where to put the bar lines. Cool. Then what? The bottom line of notes, let's say it's in 3/4. Cool, I guess. Do you notice the problem here? It's the same music! It sounds exactly the same. Why do we even have time signatures if all the notes are exactly the same? Well, in 4/4, the strong beat is on beat 1. And in 3/4, the strong beat is also on beat 1. The strong beat is the most emphasized. There's only one per measure. Not necessarily the loudest, but the strongest. So when you play the music, you can hear the difference. Let's count the beats. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. The meter is the difference in emphasis between the two time signatures. But there's a reason why they're different. Not every time signature correlates to one meter. To say the meter of a piece, we need to learn some new words. Because how you describe a meter is with adjectives, descriptive words. Here's a new adjective. What do you think the word duple means? You're a duple. Du meaning two, like French. And pleu meaning beats per measure. You use it like this. The song's in duple meter. Any song at all, no matter what the time signature, as long as it has 2 beats per measure. 2/8, 2/4 notes, or 2/2 notes, or 2/16 notes. Duple meter is any song with 2 beats per measure. If you have another song that's in triple meter, of course, tre means 3, and pleu meaning a small French basket from the 17th century. That means it has 3 beats per measure. Any one of these guys. He's triple meter. If you say a piece is in quadruple meter, the root of the word being quad, which means 4, and ruple, I have no idea what that means. 4 beats per measure. 4/8, 4/2, 4/4, 4/16. Any song with 4 beats per measure is in quadruple meter. Now we know about duple, triple, and quadruple meter. Now, great, awesome. But that still doesn't tell us everything. I'll give you an example. 6 beats per measure, 8th note gets the beat. So we know it's not duple, triple, or quadruple. We don't have a name yet for what this is, so we can divide 6 by 2. So let's divide the beats up into groups of 2. Let's count each beat as 2 eighth notes. Ha! So now we have 3 groups of 2 beats. We can say 6/8 is in triple meter sometimes, because we can do the same thing. If we're in 6/8 and we divide up the beats by groups of 3, that's also duple meter. What? If you think of it as 2 groups of 3 eighth notes, it's duple meter. If you think of it as 3 groups of 2 eighth notes, it's triple meter. What? How does that make sense? When you group the notes by groups of 3, it's compound meter. When you divide up the beats into groups of 2 instead of groups of 3, it's called simple meter. Another way to say it is if you subdivide the beat into 2 eighth notes or any subdivision, simple meter. If you subdivide the beat into 3 notes, compound meter. Now we're going to do something totally unexpected. We're going to take the first thing we learned, the second thing we learned, and we're going to smash them together. Simple meter, right? Now may I remind you, grouping the subdivisions into 2, simple meter. Now we can say it's simple duple. 1, 2. 2 beats per measure, subdivisions are in groups of 2. We just took those 2 things we learned and we just smashed. Let's just say we're walking along. Now there's 3 of them. Now we say it's simple because they're still in groups of 2. Simple triple meter. And we just keep smashing them. And if there's 4 of them and they're grouped by 2, simple quadruple. In other words, 2/2 is simple druple, 3/4 is simple triple, 4/4 is simple quadruple. We can do the same thing for compound meter. Say we're just walking along one day. Whoa! What? And we see 2 beats divided into 3 subdivisions. We see compound meter, right? Well, that's not good enough anymore. We have a new word to describe it. Not just compound meter, but compound duple meter. Whoa. Which means if we're just walking along one day and we see 3 beats grouped into groups of 3, now we have compound triple. And then let's just say, for the sake of argument, I don't know, just to have a little bit of context, that we're walking along one day and we see that there's 4 beats grouped into subdivisions of 3, then we have compound quadruple. Here's 3 examples, just to get a different idea of what it means. 6/8 is compound duple, 9/8 is compound triple, and 12/8 is compound quadruple. But really, it could be quarter notes, half notes, 16th notes, and it would be exactly the same. The bottom number just isn't as important in terms of meter. Now, if you made it through all that, you're in really good shape. This subject kind of wraps up nicely. If you had a time signature like 5/4, you're in mixed meter. Basically, you're just adding 2 and 3 to get 5. Whether you emphasize the beats in 3 and then 2, or 2 and then 3, well, that's just up to the song. It really doesn't affect the time signature unless you write it like this. But more on that later. I hope you've enjoyed the new camera and the new intro, and that I'm using an actual microphone. Please remember to like and subscribe, and give me some suggestions for new topics, or if you're confused on anything, please let me know and I'll cover. Confused on anything, I plan to do real-world examples. If you're confused on anything, please let me know in the comments so that I can make updated versions. Please let me know in the comments so that I can make videos that address or provide more examples to help wash out any questions you might have.